For today's project, we are going to play with Photoshop on the iPad and take your profile pic and change the background. So this is what the finished product is going to look like. So the first thing you're going to do is on Google Classroom, you are going to download the background assets that I posted. So when you look at it, there's two of them. One is a simple one and one is a square. And you can decide which one you want to use, but I'm just going to show you. So again, when you click on a file in Google Classroom, you're going to hit that arrow and then those three dots and open in, and you want to save it to files. And so you can change the name if you want. You can hit save, and then you can also then do it for the other one that is posted on Google Classroom. So that gets it onto your iPad. Then we're going to open Photoshop. And what you're going to need to do is import and open. So find, hopefully you have on your iPad also a photo of yourself. So I'm going to pull up this picture of me here. So we worked on this a little in Lightroom. And again, just to review, your tools are on the left side over here. And lets you transform and change. And then your settings are on the right taskbar. So this one especially is your properties. This one shows you your layers. So right now we only have one layer, which is the picture of me. So we're gonna get rid of the background. So we're gonna pick that lasso tool over there and that first one. And when you hit the three dots there, it's gonna let you pick a feather. And the feather is how sharp the edges are. So 0 would be very sharp, the edges, and we're gonna feather it. And I usually do somewhere on the iPad anyway, about 16 pixels or 16%. Then you're gonna draw. So with your finger, you're gonna draw around yourself, and you see what I call the marching ants sort of up here, and try to be as close as you can to your face and your body. So there's the marching ants. So I missed a little around my head, but that's okay. So we're gonna click the three dots on the right side. And let me show you one thing real quick. If you don't like what you did, you can hit deselect down there and then that lasso again and then do it again. So then I'm just gonna draw a little bit tighter around my face and my body. All right, so marching ants again. Three dots on the right side, and we're gonna copy that layer. So you see nothing's really changed, but all I did was copy what was inside those marching ants. And then now I'm gonna actually paste it. So I hit paste, and it looks again like nothing's changed, but when I look at the layers button, I see there are two layers. One is the background, the original, and one is the one I just copied and pasted. So, and really to check it, you can make the bottom layer invisible, and there you can see the new one, the copied and pasted, and I've gotten rid of the background. So let me close my layers. And if you want, you can go back, and this time you can use that lasso again, and just more tighter draw around the background you want to get rid of. So you always kind of stop where you started, and that'll make the marching ants show up. And then when I hit those three dots, I actually want to cut, and so it'll just kind of cut. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least mostly, and again, you could see the feather, so it's not a sharp line around the edges there. So now I want to add that background, because right now those squares are just basically invisible in the background. And to do that, like when we add any picture, we hit on the photo button there on the left, and I'm going to pull it from my files, because if you remember, you downloaded from your files. And I'm going to scroll all the way, and I have Shepherd Simple. All right, so that pops it in. I'll hit done. I lost myself because it's the layer, so I'm just underneath that layer. So when you hit the layers button, you can just drag that layer underneath your picture, because then that'll force you to be in front and then that background to be in the back. And you could choose the simple one. You can choose the one with the more complex one. Oops, I backed out of it. The nice thing with Photoshop, it saves automatically. So I want to move me because I want to see that 50. So I'm going to hit this arrow button and I can move, whoops, the wrong one. I'm going to point at, pick the layer that I want to pick myself. And I'm going to move myself over a little, so at least I'm not covering too much. If you want to resize, this is the transform button. Always move from the corner, because if you move from the top, I make myself tall or fat or skinny, which I don't want to do. So if you move from the corner, it maintains aspect ratio. Hit done. And again, the move button allows me to pick myself and move, whoops, move button, move myself over a little. so that way I don't block the 50 or the shepherd logo. All right, so I like that. And then now I'm going to hit crop. So this crop button, I'm going to get rid of all that extra stuff on the side and the top and bottom. So the important part there is my picture and that logo that says 50. Hit done, and that's it. So it saves automatically as a Photoshop file, but in order for me to upload it, I have to make it a JPEG file. I have to export it. So I'm going to hit that up arrow in the right corner, and I'm going to publish and export. And we want it to be a JPEG or a PNG, but most of the time it's JPEG is a picture file. I'm going to hit export. I want to save it. So down here, save to files. I'm going to change the name. So this time, and hit done and save. That's it.